All right. Cool. All right. MMAfighting.com here with Bellator lightweight champion Michael Chandler here in Chicago ahead of his title fight against Patricio Pitbull on Saturday at Bellator 221. And before we get into Patricio, you were on the MMA Hour earlier this week, and you said that you were a little jealous of your UFC teammates and you saw it and everything. Did you get any? And you also said you don't really read comments, you don't read tweets at all. Did you see any come your way after that?
Not really. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's unfortunate that that's something that even needs to be talked about. It actually doesn't need to be talked about. It's unfortunate that it's something that is talked about. I get that compliment a lot, so I'll just keep on taking it. I'll keep on enjoying myself as a clean athlete.
Is it a compliment? I mean, can you explain that? I mean, a lot of people, someone accuses you of steroids, those are fighting words.
Not really. I mean, what's the big deal? I mean, everybody loves to pinpoint certain reasons why people have gotten to where they are. We see it every day. We see it in politics with our president, why he is where he is. We see it with our teammates. We see it with our people in our same class. We see it the people in our organization. Everybody looks at people who have accomplished something, and they love to throw stones and love to throw out accusations as to why they had it easier than they did. It's a victim mentality. It's an unfortunate de-evolution of the human spirit.
And before your last fight with Primus, you were kind of the one. You were on the MMA Hour saying you wanted to hurt this guy more than anyone else you've ever fought, this and that. This fight, your opponent's doing it. What's the difference between these two that you won't respond to this guy?
I'm just laser focused, man. I'm laser focused on this fight. This fight's a tougher fight than my last fight. So this is a fight that I have to be on guard. I got to dot my I's, cross my T's. I got to be ready. I've got to be ready for everything. He's tough everywhere. He's just not as good as me anywhere. So I'm looking to go out there, put the pressure on him, and he'll know within the first exchange that he shouldn't have came up to 155.
And just like you said, he is moving up. They're now dipping into other weight classes to find you opponents. Are there any other lightweights out there that in Bellator that you want to fight, or is there an obvious next opponent after this?
No and no. There's not. So we'll see.
Do you know anyone coming up on free agency that they really like?
There's not a smart man out there, I guess, because there's no way that I would continue to stay as underpaid as most of the people in this sport are, and not take a chance of making good money.
And one final one for me, I asked Patricio this and Lima this. This main event, a lot of people saying is for the greatest Bellator fighter ever. Where do you think Lima falls on that list? I mean, he's fought almost just as long as you. His only loss is he's avenged, or like Askren left to the UFC. Where should he find himself on that?
He's up there. He's up there with us, man. I mean, if not ahead of us. I mean, what Douglas has been able to do, and it's great too. Winning the title is cool, but losing the title and then winning the title back, that's even cooler. That's even better. That's even more admirable. And that's what I've done a couple times, and that's what America loves. America loves a comeback story. The world loves a comeback story. The human spirit was designed to get knocked down, beaten down, and then dust themselves off and come back up and pull themselves back up. So that's what I've been able to do a couple times. And someday my son's going to be able to see this masterpiece that I'm trying to paint for him, and hopefully be inspired by it, and hopefully want to be a better man.
Yeah, I know I said one final one, but I have to ask you this from the press conference. I also asked Lima this. Do you think it is important for international fighters to learn English? Lima was like, he has to learn it.
No, I mean, and that was something that got taken out of context. I wasn't making fun of him that he didn't know English. All I was merely saying that he knows a couple obscene cuss words in English, so it's very easy for him to revert back to that and throw those 5 or 6 words across the table at AJ McKee, and that's just what he does. So we could care less what he says. We could care less what he thinks. We could care less where his emotions are at or where he's at as a fighter. I'm out there to do a job, and I'm gonna get the job done.
I appreciate the time, Michael. Good luck on Saturday. Good luck. Perfect.